Hey everyone, welcome to the CarVenture. Today I'm going to give you a rundown of cars that have serious reliability issues. So serious that there's a likelihood that none of them can exceed 60,000 miles or so. Of course, pretty much all cars these days are assessed by their reliability. If a particular car scores low on this ranking, its performance in terms of sales and popularity will eventually flop. That's understandable though, as even you wouldn't dare drive something you know would give you a hard time. So buckle up, coz. This list is going to be controversial. Before I start, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Those little clicks are actually a big help for me in sustaining this channel and creating useful car-related content. Now, let's start this rundown. Jeep Wrangler. Trust me when I say that this isn't the first Jeep you're going to see on this list. The Jeep Wrangler has fine points when it comes to off-roading chops. Basically, it appeals to anyone who's into adventures on the beaten path. But so far, the Wrangler is still a mixed bag of impressions due to its questionable reliability. I mean, the previous problems might have been addressed by Jeep already, but that won't really stop people from being cautious around it. It may not even reach 100,000 miles without significant repairs. One of the chief concerns thrown against the Jeep Wrangler is its steering system. The steering tends to suffer from wandering, excessive play, and even dead zones. It's already been mentioned by repair guys and mechanics that these issues on the steering are due to the subpar quality of the track bar, steering box, and even the tie rod ends. Over time, the stress from off-road use or even standard road conditions exacerbates wear in these parts, leading to compromised handling and reduced safety. A phenomenon known we fondly call quote-unquote death wobble, where the front wheels oscillate violently, has also been reported to occur in the Jeep Wrangler, and this problem is likely to originate on worn bushings or misaligned suspension geometry. Chevrolet Spark. The early models of the Chevrolet Spark are particularly problematic, especially if we are talking about their transmission and engine. The errors are so bad that you have to rethink ever buying a Spark at all. Specifically, I am pertaining to the 2013 to 2015 models of the Spark, as they have suffered the worst reliability problems. The continuously variable transmission used in these particular Chevy Sparks has been known for their premature failure. You see, this type of transmission typically relies on a belt and pulley system for adjusting gear ratios as seamlessly as possible. But when it comes to Spark, the belt tends to wear out anomalously due to inadequate cooling or poor material. There's also the fact that the transmission fluid is prone to overheating because of its inefficient transmission cooler. The problem is so bad that the CVT of the Chevrolet Spark usually exhibits symptoms like slipping under load, failing to shift, or jerking under acceleration. Of course, if these issues aren't addressed, transmission failure will likely ensue. Of course, that's not the only concern you have to deal with if you ever decide to get a Chevy Spark. The 1.2-liter inline-4 engine of this car is also a source of headache. The engine is actually prone to carbon buildup, specifically in the intake valves, which, to be fair, is a common issue in engines that use direct fuel injection, where fuel does not wash over the intake valves to remove deposits. But in the Chevy Spark, this failure point is much more severe. Reports suggest that the buildup has drastically reduced the engine efficiency of the engine of the car and resulted in frequent misfires. Eventual damages to components like spark plugs and the catalytic converter are nothing new as well. The Spark also has a history of issues with its ignition system, including coil pack failures and faulty spark plugs, which cause rough idling, poor acceleration, and reduced fuel efficiency. Additionally, the cooling system, particularly the thermostat housing, is prone to leaks, leading to overheating and potential engine damage. Jeep Renegade. To be fair, I am not going to wreck the entirety of the car lineup just because of a few bad fruits. Take the Jeep Renegade as an example. Based on records, its problematic years are 2025 to 2017 models, which have necessitated me to take a look again at what happened with this particular car during those production periods. In particular, the Renegade flopped in its early years, with some mechanics and repair guys having to note that the car wouldn't survive 60,000 miles without substantial repairs. Much of the problem of the Renegade revolved around its 9-speed automatic transmission, or the ZF9HP transmission. It has been notorious for its rough shifting and sudden and out-of-nowhere downshifts. There were also reports of delayed engagements, which could be likely due to the complexity of the transmission itself and errors in software calibration. Moreover, I am kind of aware that the Renegade also suffers from faulty solenoids. These solenoids, by the way, control the hydraulic flow within the transmission, and their not working properly has messed up the transmission of the Renegade awfully. Another major concern that contributed severely to the poor reliability reputation of the Jeep Renegade is its turbocharged 1.4-liter multi-air engine. This engine is only optional, however, and you can see them on various higher trims of the car. This engine has been prone to oil consumption issues caused by poorly designed piston rings and crankcase ventilation systems. Excessive oil consumption not only leads to frequent oil top-offs, but also increases the risk of engine overheating and internal component damage, such as worn cylinder walls and seized pistons. So don't expect a high mileage from this SUV. Hyundai Kona Electric. I couldn't believe it at first, but here we are now. I am kind of sad that Hyundai Kona has to be a part of this list, because for quite some time, I have been a big fan of this SUV. Its electric variant, for example, is not just affordable, but also provides an extensive range that you wouldn't expect from an entry-level electric SUV. But apparently, this reputation is being jeopardized by its troublesome reliability. And ironically, this problem starts with its battery management system and high-voltage lithium-ion battery pack. Okay, let me explain this to you. Reports have verified that the battery equipped in the electric Kona is actually prone to premature degradation. There are even incidents of thermal runaway, which of course is risky since it can cause fires. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but these problems might be caused by defects in the battery cells during manufacturing, which have systematically caused uneven cell voltage and overheating. To make things worse, the cooling system of the battery thermal management system of the Kona Electric is apparently inadequate. To top all that, the Kona's electric drivetrain doesn't go the way you expect it to. There are problems within its power electronics module and inverter system, as well as malfunctions in the inverter or related components that can lead to sudden power loss or reduced performance. These failures may stem from overheating, poor thermal dissipation, or inadequate insulation of internal circuitry. Again, that's just my assumption. And if I may add, the regenerative braking system of this SUV is reported to exhibit inconsistent performance. Ford F-150 Hybrid. I don't know if I have told this already, but I am a huge dead-ass fan of the Ford F-150. It's a truck that ushers a car-like driving demeanor and a refinement that you wouldn't expect from a car. I even have a huge expectation that the next versions or variants of this compact truck would over-deliver. But what the heck do we have here? Eventually, it came to my knowledge that its F-150 hybrid variant is apparently a flop in terms of reliability. And it's not just Consumer Reports who have told this. A lot of car critics and industry experts have been meaning to say that the truck has been suffering from issues that ruin its supposed strong reliability. And, oh, I am talking about its latest models, so the issue is kind of serious. A significant concern apparently lies with its 10-speed automatic transmission, which is used in conjunction with the hybrid system. This one is reported to sustain erratic shifting, hesitation, and abrupt gear changes, and this is already confirmed by a significant number of F-150 hybrid owners. When such issues were checked, it was eventually found that they were rooted in faulty valve body assemblies and software calibration issues within the transmission control module, or TCM. So you see, if the TCM struggles to get the electric motor's torque delivery with the internal combustion engine, what happens is that it creates unwanted stress on the critical components of the transmission system, which includes the clutch packs and gear sets. Over time, these stresses may lead to premature wear or even catastrophic transmission failure. And to aggravate that problem, the F-150 hybrid has a little icky problem with its lithium-ion battery system and its integration into the vehicle's hybrid system. I think I already read several dozens of reports indicating problems with battery cooling and management of the F-150, which are critical for maintaining the optimal temperature and performance of the battery cells. So, with these issues, I guess there's a really good chance that this truck won't go past 100,000 miles without significant repairs or maintenance.